what's a house and land package worth in the metro area of Sydney, and the outer greenfield areas of Sydney today?
Yeah, typical volume builder doing a house and land package at the moment, you're looking at about 1.5 million Western Sydney, which is extraordinary. And I will add that that is around 600,000 higher than what it was prior to the pandemic. Now, some of that is a rise in labour, some of it's a rise in materials, but a very large share of it is a rise in land prices. When we look at Melbourne, we're looking at Melbourne house and land package about 950, Brisbane 850, Perth 750 at the moment. They're increasing very quickly. Now, the cost of labour and the cost of materials, cost of building is very consistent around the country. Hobart, they're using polystyrene because they're building on slopes. There's half as much concrete in a house in Perth as to what there is in Sydney. But when you adjust for all of those things, the actual cost of construction is fairly consistent. The difference is land prices. And those markets where there is constraint, either urban growth boundaries or restrictions on the supply of land or taxes on the supply of land, which is the Sydney story, we have all of those dynamics at play there. That's where you arrive at a dynamic. We've got a new house and land package at 1.5 million, which means if you can buy an established house for less than that being the perfect substitute, it's going to be a constrained supply market for quite some time.
So, and Tim, there was a report that was done by CIE in 2019 concluded that I repeat, half of the costs of new house and land packages in Sydney is added by government, taxes, fees, and charges. And then to quote the Labor Premier of South Australia, who I think is an excellent centralist politician, and I give him full credit for what he's doing in South Australia in terms of he's focused on the economy. What did he say? Where the capital goes, the homes go, the people go, and the jobs flow.
Yes.
I mean, it's not really that hard, is it, Tim? Tell me it's not that hard.
It is a very simple logic, but they have gotten, because there isn't someone defending that first home buyer moving into a new residential lot, they don't exist until they've purchased the home. And so there has been a perfect market failure there, that local councils aren't rewarded for development. In fact, if they permit one development, all of their existing voters may be opposed to it, and there is only one household that would be supporting it. We do have a dynamic there that's been very unhealthy. But yes, South Australia is a very good model to be looking at. House and land package, it was 650 12 months ago. It's a little bit higher than that now. But yes, 50% of cost of a house is taxes, fees, and charges. We're going to update that assessment before the end of the year. I'm not sure that the numbers are going to be substantially different. But when you look at, it takes 4 years to turn a dairy farm in South Australia to residential land, and 10 to 15 years to turn a dairy farm in Western Sydney to residential land. That's the difference.
Wow.
That inbuilt cost, the cost of carry there, and then we go back to who pays to make water flow uphill. Because of the planning restrictions on land supply, the processes that land developers have to go through, there are very few businesses competing in that market now. You need very deep pockets to be able to buy the land and hold it for 20 years. You need expertise in planning, political knowledge and understanding. And to bring all of that dynamic, we have a small number of businesses nationally that are engaging in land supply. We no longer see that small farmer bringing 300 acres to market independently. There is just a small number of very large landholders managing that supply of land.
And that's obviously because the fact that I've got to pay it up front.
That's right. And at the moment, we hit other unique problems, and they will very rightly say they can't find the labour to bring land to market at the moment. And the Western Sydney challenge there is, of course, the airport and other infrastructure projects, which is very worthwhile and necessary. And we do have that chicken and egg problem at the moment. Yeah. And that's going to take some time to resolve.